Hello guys, my name is Amir Afif. So right now I will explain my answer to the question that have been given by Mr. Safwan to our group. So the first question is, in respect of the internal control of Bagio International Co, list and explain 6 deficiencies. The first deficiency is their website is not integrated into the inventory system. In the website, it stated that the orders is available, but the truth is the item is not available. So this thing will cause the customer to lose their trust toward the company, and the effect is the company will experience the loss in their revenue. So the second one is the customer's signature is not obtained when they receive the item. So the problem here is the customer might scam the company saying that they didn't receive their item, but in fact they already did one. Because of what? Because they know that there are no proof saying that they already received their items. So this thing might happen if the company didn't get the signature from the customer once the item is already received by their customers. Let's move on to the next deficiencies. Customer credit limits is set by the sales ledger clerk. The thing here is the clerk might be not professional to know how to set the credit limits to their customers. If they set the credit limits too high, they might experience the irrecoverable tax to the company. If they set too low, they might experience the loss in their revenue. The fourth one is the sales discounts are set by the sales team. The point here is same as the previous one. So we know that maybe the sales team want to boost their sales revenue, right? So maybe they didn't know the knowledge how to set the sales discount properly. Maybe they will set the sales discount too high, that will lead to the company to experience loss in their revenue too. The fifth one is the supplier statement reconciliation are no longer performed. So the problem here is this may result in error in recording of their purchases and payables, and this could lead to supplier data to be accidentally changed by the person in charge. So what will happen is it will increase the risk of fraud in the company. The last one is the levels of surplus plant and equipment. This company, this Bagio International Co, have many plants and equipment that are unused. So maybe they didn't keep these equipments, this plant properly, so it will lead to the risk of thief. Moreover, if they didn't dispose this plant and equipment, they might experience the loss in the sundry income. I think that's all for my part. So I will pass to Danish to present the next question. Bye.
Thank you, Amir Al-Afif. Now it's my turn to be the second presenter. I am Danish Hami. I am here to explain control recommendations on above deficiencies. First and foremost, update website interface for the inventory system. The website should be updated to include an interface into the inventory system. The system will process order only with enough inventory level. The adequate inventory, if inventory is out of stock, this should appear on the website so that the customer can see and have enough information of what they want if it's available for them. And then the second control recommendation, increase the strictness of local courier to receive customer signatures. The company should remind all local courier that the customer signature is really important. The local courier will be deserved to be paid or not depends on the customer signatures. This is to avoid any problem that can happen between the company and the customer. The signature is a proof that the delivery is complete. And then the third one, senior member in charge of setting credit limit. Bagio set the staff in charge only by the sales ledger clerks. This is not efficient because senior member has the needed skills to be held responsible. Senior member is a qualified staff that will have to regularly analyze the credit limit. For the next content, authorized sales discount with limit. All members of the sales team should be given the authority to grant sales discount, but at a sales limit. At a sales discount limit. A manager or director must supervise the sales team. Any sales discount above these limits should only be authorized by the sales manager or director. The manager or director must analyze the sales discount regularly. This is to have a better and efficient process of doing the business. Moving on to the fifth control recommendation. Supplier statement reconciliation is important. This is because the supplier statement reconciliation should be performed regularly, or to be specific, performed monthly, and is checked by the responsible individual. And last but not least, senior staff must regularly review level of plant and equipment. This is to identify surplus or old plant and equipment. The senior factory personnel is responsible for this. This is because as part of the capital expenditure process, there should be a requirement to confirm the treatment of the equipment being replaced. And that's all from me. Moving on to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to all that's still in the presentation. Hopefully that you are still not sleeping. Okay, my name is Ahmad Shafi, the third presenter, and I will be presenting on the solution for question 1.3. Okay, so question 1.3 is basically dealing with test of control. Okay, and test of control is a procedure that we have to ensure there is ERCC by doing review. Okay, what's mean by that? ERCC, authorization, recording, custody, comparison. Okay, but how we're going to assess that? By doing performance, inspection, inquiry, and also observation. Right, so jump into our question. Okay, describe a test of control that Suarez and Co will perform to assess whether each of these controls, if implemented, is operating effectively. So basically in this question, we have to suggest for test of control as we have suggest for control in our previous question. Okay, so in this slide, I will be presenting on both control as inserted in the previous question and also the test of control. Okay, so for the first control, we can test by doing enter a test data. Okay, and why we have to do so? Because to test, either website successfully display item that is still have in stock. Okay, and thus items that are run of stock should be flagged out of stock. Okay, this shows that our website is successfully synchronized with inventory list. Okay, next, remain curious to obtain client signature as proof of delivery. So how we're going to test this is that we can try to select a sample of sales orders and inquire from Bagio for signature as the proof of delivery made. Remember, because we have to ensure that Bagio has successfully asked for customer signature for every orders completed. Okay, then for third question, credit limit should be set by a senior member of sales department. And how we're going to do that, how we're going to test that is that we can try to select a sample of credit customer and then review whether the sales discount was authorized as per by the senior member. And then we can know that this figure are authorized by the senior members. Okay, and the one that should be do this is by the responsible officials itself. Next, sales discount must be reviewed regularly and finding must be documented. But how can we do this? Is by review reports on discount level, as it will be as evidenced by sales director. Okay, so whenever the reports are being reviewed, so this sales director can give a reason and show proof on sales discount that has been approved by the department. Okay, then make supplier reconciliation statement. on a monthly basis and reviewed by responsible officials. But how are we going to ensure that these things is everlasting? By doing a constant review on the consolidation work on a monthly basis and ensure that it has been reviewed by officials. Okay, whenever to see that whether the control is perfectly implemented, it must be reviewed by officials and also by the auditor itself. Okay, next, regular review on plants and equipment on factory floor to see if there are any surplus of old equipment. So surely we don't want to things happens again. So we have to ensure that we're doing a constant observation on the work of factory senior personnel in reviewing treatment on surplus plant equipment so that we can see whether the control implemented in this situation are effective as it should be. Okay, and that's how we are going to deal with the question test of controls for each control that is suggested. Okay, next I will pass on to Azwa.
Okay, the last question. Describe substantive procedure Suarez and Co should perform at the year end to confirm plan and equipment addition. Okay, first of all, the first step is collect and list all the inventory transaction information. Okay, the auditor should get all the invoice, file and anything document related to the inventory transaction. After that, second step is do the audit simply by selecting sample. Auditor will select any sample from the document they got and do the sampling. They can use any method of sampling, either random selection, systematic selection, haphazard selection or block selection. Number 3, evaluate sample result. Okay, the auditor should verify right and obligation by agreeing the addition of plant and equipment to supplier invoice in the name of the company. Okay, the number 4, review all the document and make sure everything is related. Okay, the auditor should review the list of addition and confirm that they relate to capital expenditure item rather than repair and maintenance. Okay, number 5, review board minute. Okay, this for make sure that significant capital expenditure purchase has been authorized by the board. Make sure every transaction, every payment, every purchases are approved by the management. Okay, the last one is visit the factory for physical verification. Okay, we go to the factory, we go to the store and we count everything. We count the stock and make sure the number of the stock same like the number of the stock in the paper. Okay, I think that's all from us. Thank you.